Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to discuss the secret area underneath the Leviathan raid, lovingly named the Underbelly. This area is huge to explore and I highly recommend a good solo trip through it. There's not too much in the way of enemies and lots of good little easter eggs within regarding the raid encounters. Now if you're struggling to get your head around it, then there's a good map available on Reddit, of which I will leave a link in the description below. This underbelly area contains a number of chests which are unlocked using keys obtained from progressing in the raid. So, after completing the raid this week, I picked up 3 of the chest keys for the underbelly area: the transfer key, the pipeline key, and the engine key. Now, to access this area in the Leviathan raid, it is accessed by pulling the levers in the room underneath the starting point. Pull the switches in the correct order, which seems to be 1, 5, 3, 2, 4, 6, and you should get the ways open and a chime signalling you to continue. Now I've managed to do this solo, but you have to max your mobility out and use lightweight weapons, and after a bit of practice you should be able to get it. This time, however, for ease, I sent a message out on the LFG group to see if anybody else wanted to run the chest for their relevant keys. Plus, running around the inside of the underbelly can be rather lonely. I mean, check out my Twitch stream from earlier for that one. So once I had a teammate from the good old LFG, we teamed up for the levers and made our way inside to the rooms that we needed. In total we needed to get 5 of the chests, as we both had the transfer key, but all of mine were in the watcher rooms, which I will describe through later. But my teammates were the easy free loot ones, which didn't require too much practice and you could just find them within certain sections of this underbelly area. So we made our way to the engine room first. This room, like the others, has 4 watchers inside, and these watchers act as lookout sentries to spot the guardians as they're trying to make their way through. On spotting the guardians, they will lock down the treasure chest room and you won't be able to access it, and it will also send reinforcements your way which you will have to kill before killing the sentries, and you won't be able to get into the treasure chest room and you'll have to reset the room by going back outside. So these watchers have to be destroyed simultaneously on entering the room or close enough. Now the best way that we managed to do this was to split up and take 2 each. So allocate them to whoever's in the room with you. If you have more than 2 people, then this will obviously be easier, and it can be done solo, but again very tricky. So with 2 of us it was definitely possible. So I just used my grenade launcher, my teammate used a rocket launcher, and we managed to kill the sentry watchers in pretty quick time, thus granting us access to the room and the loot inside, of which I managed to bag an exotic engram. So after my teammate had managed to bag his free loot chest from the ventilation area, which just involves running past some fans basically, we made our way to the transfer room key. In this room there was again 4 watchers, but we managed to pick up 2 other guardians who were looking to loot this chest at the time. So on entering the room, we split up underneath the hunter's cloaked grenade and took out one of the watcher sentries each. This, after a little bit of practice, granted us access to the chest and again some more loot in the form of tokens and legendary engrams. Next, we finally made our way to the pipeline area. Unfortunately, the 2 that had previously joined us dropped out, so it was just 2 of us for this one. And this is probably one of the tougher ones to do, to be honest, because it involves 2 watchers on the top side and 2 on the lower deck. Due to me having the grenade launcher, which is not too good in regards to aiming long distance, I decided to drop down to the bottom deck to take out the 2 bottom watchers, while my colleague sat up top and took out the 2 watchers up there with his rocket launcher. After a little bit of practice to get the timing down, we smashed this one out pretty quick, and again made our way to the loot chest on the bottom floor, again to pick up some more tokens and legendary engrams. Last but not least, I led the way to find the irrigation chest for my teammate. Now this one was down the bottom of the area, we had to go all the way past the entrance to the final boss area, and is a little bit tricky in the regards that you have to climb over some pipes and try not to fall down into the smoke below. But again, if you manage to get this chest, it's pretty easy to find, and you don't have to beat any of the watchers for it to get the loot inside. So, after finally picking up all of the chests that I had gained through the keys from my time in the raid this week, I made my way back to the tower to cash in what I had. I first made my way to the Benedict robot where you can cash in your tokens from the raid. Unfortunately, he wasn't so kind this time, and I only managed to bag the helmet again, albeit at a slightly higher level, so this will come in good for some infusion. So, the final step of this epic loot trail and treasure hunt was my trip to Rahul to decrypt some of my engrams. Now this involved a number of legendary engrams that I'd picked up from the chests, and also the one exotic engram which I managed to pick up from the engine chest. I decrypted the legendaries first, and I didn't get anything special, a few shaders, a few weapons that I'll probably use for infusion. And then finally I decrypted the exotic engram, and I managed to get this, the tractor cannon. And looking at it, it dropped at 304 power level as well. I mean, this thing, I've not heard too much about it, but it looks like an absolute beast, and I can't wait to get to use it. And even if I don't get to use it 304 power level, it's definitely good. It's jumped up all of my other stats, so yeah, very pleased with this treasure run. Now to end this, I just wanted to express a few of my thoughts and opinions on what I think of this underbelly area of the raid. Now, it's all well and good going through the raid, you pick up a few tokens by beating the encounters, got a chance of picking up some weapons and some armour. I mean, I managed to pick up a 300 power level chest piece from beating the final boss, so it's not too shabby. But I feel having this secret area kind of locked away is kind of a little bit of a bad thing, if I'm honest, because you've got to go out of your way and take some extra time and extra effort to go and get these chests, and some of them are easy and they require a lot of coordination. And if you're like most of the players and you just LFG in the groups to get through the raid, then you're probably not going to get enough friends to get through it and coordinate the attacks on a regular basis to maximize your usage of the keys that you pick up from the raid. And unfortunately, I just think that Bungie have kind of shot themselves in the foot there a little bit, because this huge area which is good to explore, it's got the little Easter eggs in there with like the plants growing for the pleasure garden and all just the little intricate bits that are in there. A lot of the players are never ever going to find it, and yeah, it's kind of a little bit disappointing really. I mean, I had a lot of fun in there just wandering around and exploring it, and once you get used to it, it's not really that big, and a lot of the areas lead from one place to the other, and you can make your way through it pretty easily. So I'd highly recommend, if you do the raid, then just LFG for some people, get the keys, go through it, help each other out, and get some more loot. And hopefully the robot that decrypts the engrams from your tokens will be a little bit more kinder than he was to me and not give you two of the same. But there you go, there's just my thoughts on this underbelly area. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below, and please like and subscribe for more future Destiny 2 content. Find me on Twitch streaming Destiny 2, and follow me on Twitter for more news and up-to-date content. Thanks for watching, cheers.